Hello Instagram, Andy Shepherd here. I'll come back. Hopefully, we've now fixed the gremlins inside the old interweb. So let me see if Miss Nina Samuels is there. Let me see if we can find her. Once again. Oh, here we go. Here we go. NXT U. Is Nina Samuels going to accept my request? Perhaps because I'm slightly late, she's not going to. She's got a busy schedule. Nina, are you with me? Are you there? You're there. You're here, but I can't see you. Okay. This is the challenge. Let me try and add you back in, Miss Samuels. Well, this isn't going according to plan tonight, is it? If anyone's an expert on Instagrams, give me a holler. Nina, you there? Can you hear me, Miss Samuels? Okay, let me try and add her again. Well, this is a very interesting Instagram live, isn't it, tonight? Let me see if she's going to be brought into my screen. Nina Samuels, are you there?
I am here. Can you see me?
I can hear. Yes! Yes! Thank the Instagram gods, you are here. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I know you've got a busy schedule. I know you've got a lot going on. I know you've probably got other performances to do tonight. So I apologize profusely.
It's fine. As you say, it's a theatrical technique. I'm happy to keep the audience waiting a little bit. You know, make them want more.
Was this your doing? Was this you kind of doing the whole Lady Gaga thing, make everyone wait for 3 hours before the? I knew.
Well, you know, I have the trick up my sleeve. You know, you can't just give the audience what they want first time.
I knew you were up to something. I knew you were up to something. Okay. Well, look, hey, it's great to see you. It's great to hear from you. This is the first time the WWE universe has probably heard from you in quite some time. So, how are you holding up during lockdown?
I'm holding up absolutely fabulously. You know, I've never been one to be a team player really anyway. So having a bit of time in isolation, just keeping company with myself is quite the dream, really.
I mean, I suppose you can keep yourself entertained. You're a showwoman, after all. I actually want to get your opinion on something. I don't know if you caught one of these NXT lives we did a couple of weeks ago, where Mark Andrews was my guest, and he displayed some of his musical skills. Now, I know, of course, you're a theatrical queen yourself. So, what did you make of Mark's performance?
Well, I think it's a shame because I actually had quite a high opinion of Mark Andrews before this, but now his entire musical integrity is completely shattered. He just said, you said dance monkey, and he ran. No proper sound equipment, no sound engineer, and made an absolute fool of himself.
I mean, you are a professional, so I get that. If NXT UK were ever to do an NXT UK's Got Talent, is that something you'd be interested in taking part in?
If the price was right, but I'll remind you that I'm no amateur here. I am a professional. I am a seasoned performer. So I'm not just going to perform for the drop of my hat and humiliate myself like Mark Andrews did.
I have heard that tickets to the Nina Samuels shows are very expensive. That's why I've never been able to come. I can't afford it.
Exactly. It's for a very exclusive crowd.
Now, hey, Nina, while you're here, I want to talk to you about the women's evolution. This is a really big week here for WWE. It was 5 years ago that many people say the evolution started when Becky, Charlotte, and Sasha arrived on Monday Night Raw, July 13th, 5 years ago. What did that moment and the women's evolution mean for you as a female competitor?
It was a very emotional moment because, of course, I came from a dance background where there are a lot more women than there are men. So coming into the wrestling industry was quite the shock because you're coming into a man's world and all of a sudden there seemed to be a ray of light, and it made people's eyes open to the fact that women can be the center of attention, women can be the star of the show, and they can rightly steal the show.
Absolutely. And when you get competitors, female competitors like Ronda Rousey, Charlotte Flair, and Becky Lynch headlining WrestleMania, how do moments like that inspire you?
It means that you can see everything is there for the taking. When you see that other women are achieving those heights, there's no reason why someone such as Nina Samuels cannot achieve those heights. So it certainly takes the motivation and kicks it up a notch.
Well, we'll talk about Nina Samuels and the Nina Samuels show. What would you love to do when you get back? Where's the focus of Nina Samuels going to be when you do eventually get back into an NXT UK ring?
The focus is on changing the name of the show from NXT UK to the Nina Samuels show, because we've clearly established that NXT UK needs more Nina. And luckily, everyone was privileged enough to hear from me last week on last week's episode. And I think we need to see more of that. So I just need to make the entire show all about me.
Well, going back to another one of these Instagram lives I did several weeks ago with the fashionista Ginny, it's hard to get any kind of praise out of Ginny whatsoever, but she actually said, hey, if I had to have a tag team partner, Nina Samuels could be the one. And of course, the WWE women's tag team titles are being defended across all brands. Would perhaps an allegiance, temporary or not, with Ginny to go after those titles be something that interests you?
Well, as I said before, I'm not much of a team player, but I would love nothing more than to get WWE Championship gold around my waist. And if I had to pick a tag team partner, then it certainly would be the fashionista Ginny.
Hey, well, you hear it here first. Perhaps you've got a new tag team on the rise here. By the way, guys, if you've got questions for Miss Samuels, you send them in. We're going to get to those in just a few moments' time. Now, Nina, let's talk about your journey to NXT UK. What was the road like for you on your way to being an NXT UK superstar?
Oh, quite the roller coaster. I mean, I was fortunate enough to have my first experience in WWE after only a couple of months in the industry. I mean, clearly WWE spotted my star power. So I was actually able to make a debut on Raw and SmackDown back in 2014. So right from the get-go, my sights were set on the top. I'd had a taste of the atmosphere, being backstage at Raw and SmackDown, being in the ring, and I wanted more. So from the get-go, that's always been the goal for me. And though at the time, I didn't know that NXT UK would be a possibility, as soon as the opportunity arose, I snatched it, and I have never regretted anything.
And do you recall what you thought when you heard of this announcement of NXT UK? What were you aware that perhaps they were looking for talent like yourself, and was it something that as soon as you heard about it, you wanted to be a part of?
Oh, of course. I knew that if there was going to be a brand like this, then it needed to involve Nina Samuels. And fortunately enough, the powers that be agreed with me. Now, I didn't have the best start in my journey in NXT UK, but fairly quickly I managed to make my rise, show everyone exactly who Nina Samuels was, and within a year I was challenging for the NXT UK Women's Championship.
Well, look, absolutely, you had title opportunities in the past, but let's be honest, it's been a bit of a stop and start few months for you before lockdown. What kind of Nina Samuels are we going to see coming back? And what are you going to change to rise back to those title opportunities?
I'm sorry, you're insinuating that something about me needs to change?
Well, I'm just saying that perhaps...
No. Nina Samuels is the perfect package, the perfect superstar. Well, yes, we have lots of talented athletes in NXT UK, but they are not superstars like me.
Fair point, Miss Samuels. Fair point. My apologies. Let's get to some questions from the fans that are watching. We've got Gavin Chan. You're into performance. Do you have a favourite play or a favourite show?
A favourite show, as in outside of sports entertainment?
I think they're insinuating perhaps a West End
that
show
would have to be a tough one. So I would have to say, if we forget the latest film that has been made about said musical, I must say Cats was a huge favourite of mine growing up. And in fact, I knew the entire choreography to the whole show of Cats and would regularly put on performances of the entire production as a one-woman show in my living room. So I would have to say Cats is my favourite show.
And that's where the Nina Samuels show all began, I expect. Let's turn our attention back to WWE. Were there superstars that you looked up to growing up?
Certainly, Lita was a big idol for me growing up. I grew up with two older brothers, so I think I related to that sort of dynamic of the one girl hanging out with the two guys, and we used to practice wrestling on our own at home as well. So definitely, Lita was a huge inspiration for me.
Now, tonight we've got a very special episode of NXT UK featuring some of the greatest matches in this brand's history. If fans haven't tuned into the show before, why should people watch NXT UK?
Because NXT UK has such a plethora of wonderful and unique characters. Obviously, the best one being myself and the most captivating one being myself. But you have such wide variety in NXT UK, and we have a different style as well, incorporating lots of a British style of wrestling with the style that you might see over in America as well, and just such a wide range of characters and personalities and styles.
Let's talk about dream matches for yourself. When you look up and down the WWE rosters, who would you love to test yourself against?
Oh, I must say, apart from myself, there are not many superstars that I find more captivating to watch than the Raw Women's Champion, Asuka. I think she is absolutely spectacular, and between the two of us, I think we would put on one heck of a show.
Hey, that's a match I'm sure we'd love to see. Now let's turn our attention back to NXT UK. You know, you said you've got your sights set high. How do you think you're going to feel when you step inside that squared circle for the first time after such a long layoff?
Oh, I cannot wait for the moment that I finally get to step foot in the ring. I feel like a caged animal at the moment. I just need someone to perform for. I need that stage. And when we come back, I am going to be truly unleashed, and it's going to be like nothing you've ever seen.
Well, look, Nina Samuels, I can't wait to see you back inside the square circle. We're just 10 minutes away from tonight's episode of NXT UK. So I'll let you go. I'll let our fans go. Get a cup of tea. Get settled in for what's no doubt going to be a stacked episode. So, Miss Samuels, thank you so much for joining me. Sorry for the delayed start. And I can't wait to see you back inside the squared circle very soon.
Me too.
Miss Samuels, take care. And I look forward to seeing you soon. How about that? Nina Samuels. Nina Samuels. Can't wait to see her back inside the NXT UK ring. Always one to put on the show. So remember, you can catch this week's episode of NXT UK in just 10 minutes' time on the WWE Network and anytime on demand. So please come and join us in just a few moments' time. For me, Andy Shepherd, thank you so much for joining me. And I will see you next week right here on the NXT Instagram account. Goodbye. Stay safe.